Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to the weekly review special for week 18 of the Gaming Decathlon competition. This week I brought in 4,995 points, just 5 shy of the 5,000 mark, up from last week's 4,860, but short of our best round score from a couple weeks back of 5,563. Current virtual best, small increase to 5,741, up from 5,733 a week ago. And the all-time virtual best is unchanged at 9,371. Breaking down the games individually in PCM 20, we have career mode. I added 100 points from where we were a week ago to 295, so it was a good week early season, and we're scoring quick. But of course, it's a different team. We don't have our big GC favorite like we had before, but developing well. We have depth at the top, and we're still going to get plenty of results. I just don't think we'll beat that record score. Champions were well over 1,000 points now and just capped out and approaching the end on that series. In the women's tour, also coming up on the end of that one, 241 points now, definitely approaching our record, and it's July. I think we will definitely surpass it. I'm not sure if we'll get past 400 points, though. We're just too weak of a team. We left our two best riders behind, and that hurt. And then this season we're doing a whole lot more with the new depth that we have in that one, similar to our career mode one. So overall, better in some ways, but worse in others. Lose your best rider, but add more depth. Long term, that's a good thing. Short term, it hurts a little bit. In Zwift, really poor week. I actually only ended up with one ride, and it was a short ride, and it was just a get it done, be there. And then I talked about motivation and how if I miss, things fall apart real quick. Well, then allergies. I live in the Pacific Northwest in the Willamette Valley, and we have this horrible pollen issue to the point where it's rated as the second worst in the entire world. And my specific pollen that really bothers me is tree pollen, a few types of tree pollen, and they're in full bloom right now. They're flying everywhere. There's clouds of pollen, and it hit me hard, and not in the normal sense. I don't have a runny nose. I'm not sneezing, but it's going straight to my head, and I've had these pressure tension headaches all week from the pollen, and it's been about 4 days of it. Today was a bit better. It's not as bad as it was, so hopefully I'll be back to normal, but it forced me to miss 2 rides, and so not a fan of that. It really breaks the routine. It really makes things difficult to come back, but luckily I have this outlet. Otherwise, that could be it. I mean, just like that, I could be done. That's how I operate, how I work, and I hate that about myself, but that's why I just go, because I can't miss, because I know if I miss, things go sour very quickly. So I'm still sitting on 310. I didn't even take measurements this week, so it's just I overlapped my score from a week ago. In Perfect Manager, we finished up our season and got promotion. We won the league. It was so tight. It was looking like we were going to be second place for the second year in a row and stall out in that 9th tier yet again. But we made it through, and we're moving on to the 8th tier. So well done. And actually, right at the end of the season, very quick flip. The other team kind of collapsed under the pressure, and we did not. So we ended up with 87 points and a league title, and we were 5 or 6 points clear. On the all-time virtual best side, no changes. Our 2 active games in the top 10 are both nowhere near increasing their score. Of course, PCM 20 Champions is locked at that 1,000, so it can't score more, even though it is scoring more points. And on those games on the outside looking in, the only one with any change was Perfect Manager, which only added 8 points and yet moved up 3 spots. It's really tight at the bottom of that one with series that I got started and did a handful of episodes, and then there was just no audience, and so it was like, okay, moving on. And that's going to happen with certain things somewhere, somehow. We'll see what's going on. This is going to be a very, very busy summer for game releases. So many 2020 titles that were put on hold because of COVID are going to come out in 2021. And so many titles that were meant for 2021 that are on track are going to come out. And summer's always the busy season anyway, with, kids out for summer, from school. So you always have summer sales and you have more releases, and that's how the game industry works. and I'm going to get caught up in the middle of that. I just had my first release with Farm Manager 2021. That's not going to be a long-term series, but I'll get through a little bit of that. That'll depend partly on the audience on when that ends, because it's a fun little game, but it depends on whether there's an audience. But then I've got another release in about 10 days from now. I've got 4 or 5 June releases and a confirmed July release already. So, and then I have a whole bunch of others that are likely to be coming out in that near future. So busy times. And so we're going to see some big changeover in the active games in the near future. And we'll see how much I can juggle. That's going to do it for this review special. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Be safe out there, and bye for now.